So today's webinar is on social media marketing using Facebook to improve your business. So now it's more important, more than ever, to utilize social media to get the word out about a new business, or if you have an existing business that's never really had an online presence before. It's really important in terms of just getting your name out there, but it's also important in technical ways in terms of building your search engine presence up and being listed within the top rankings for certain keywords in your, in Google and Bing and Yahoo searches. So all those different social media platforms, any blogging that you do, anything like that, all of that can relate back to getting yourself better ranked. So those media platforms are very important today. So in this webinar, we're going to discuss, there's a lot of different social media platforms that you can use for businesses and small businesses and promoting yourself. But today we're just going to talk about one specifically, which is sort of the grandfather of social media, aside from MySpace, which it's the most popular social media platform, and it's really pretty widely used in terms of business more than a lot of the other platforms like Twitter and Instagram and things like that. So today we're talking about Facebook. Obviously. And so unlike past webinars where we've sort of done a pretty strict, just straightforward slideshow, today I'm actually going to be doing a lot inside of the actual our Storage Unit Auctionlist Facebook account to show you some things, because I know me personally, I always like it, especially for things like that are related to creating something or doing something online. I'm a pretty visual learner and I like to see things firsthand, so I thought that would be a little more helpful to everybody. So we're going to go ahead today and use our Facebook account. So give me 1 second to pull that up, and then I'll go ahead and share my screen. Okay, so everybody now should see the Facebook page I have pulled up. Can everybody see that? If somebody wouldn't mind to chat me, I'm going to go ahead because I believe everybody should see it. So, okay, thanks. Somebody let me know that you guys can see it. Just always like to make sure and double check before I start talking on anything. Okay, so one thing that you can do, so a lot of people, you can just have your own social media account on Facebook and just use that to promote your business and talk about your business, and that's an okay way to do it. And you can get some traffic and generate some buzz that way. But the way that I recommend doing it is creating a separate page for your business and your resale business, whether you have an eBay store, whether you are somebody who actually has a physical brick and mortar location. If you've been doing this a long time, I know we do have some customers who actually have physical locations that they rent or they own buildings, and also we have a lot of people that sell at flea markets or they do yard sales like we've talked about previously. There's all sorts of different ways you can sell, but no matter how you're selling, it's a good idea to have a Facebook page at least for that business, even if you don't have much of an online presence besides that. So on the left-hand side of the page, and you'll see this, so right now I'm logged into the Storage Unit Auctionlist Facebook page, into our account, and I'm not actually on our page. But when you log into the account, and this is on any Facebook account, I use my own personal Facebook account as sort of the tester of this. You should see this option here for pages. And so if you have never created a page before within your personal account, you will see an option to create a new page. If you have created pages, like we have obviously, you don't see the create page, but you see something called like pages. So either way, create a page, or if you don't see create a page, like pages, you click on that link, and that's going to take you where you can create a page here at the top. You can also do some other things. You can recommend pages to people. You can promote different pages you've already created and things like that. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do it. So obviously click that green button up at the top. It's Facebook is great because there's a lot of different things you can do with Facebook in terms of promoting your business and doing ads, placement, things like that. But everything is very standardized. Everything comes with what they call a lot of times like a wizard, where it's just simple and straightforward, and you just have all these different options that you click, and it walks you through pretty easily. So I like Facebook a lot, and because of the format of Facebook, because it allows you a whole separate page where you can really customize it. A lot of businesses do use it and do like it. So I selected the green button titled Create Page, and then once I do that, I said there's this wizard. And so what this is it lets you create different pages for different purposes. So, there's a lot of different things you can do here. If you're an artist or a public figure or a celebrity or something like that, and you want to have a page for your fans, like people, like in the Storage Wars guys have those kind of pages where it just allows, it's, separate from their own personal, where they connect with their friends and family, but it lets them talk with the fans and things like that without sharing a lot of, super personal information about themselves. You can do that. Or if it's a cause or a community, different, in Asheville we have lots of different pages like this related to events that are happening in the community. The hospital will do different things and so on. So that all these different options here. But the ones that I recommend using if you're a business creating a page is either the local business or place or a company, organization, or institution. And so I'm going to use as the example local business or place because I just like that one better, and that's what I typically use. So you can see again here that it gives you pretty easy options here. Choose a category. So there's lots of different categories, and that's because, as we talked about, there's all these different types of pages you can create. But if you're a reseller, my suggestion is there's one down here called Shopping and Retail. And so that's the one I would use. I think ours is different than that, obviously, because we are not a reseller. There's no shop, but for a resale business, I would use Shopping or Retail, or possibly if you sell a certain type of product, outdoor gear, sporting goods, or if you sell, if you're, let's see, there's some different ones here. But, basically I think that that's the best one to use for our purposes today is the retail. Shopping and Retail. There we go. Okay, so then you can enter the business name or place. So, if you're just starting up, you might not have a name that's sort of separate from your own. It might just be John Doe's Resale, and that's okay. Just, whatever is there, you can change these things, a lot of these things later, or if you have to create a separate page, you can always do that if you decide to go a different route with the name. But then you can also enter a street address, a city, state, and a zip code and a phone. It makes you enter all of these things, so if you don't have a physical retail space, you could enter your own information. I think you can make all of that private then, so that nobody can see it. As a company or organization, you can choose a category. Again, there is a similar category for this one called Retail and Consumer Merchandise. So again, this is another one that you could use pretty easily. Retail and Consumer Merchandise, put in your company name, agree to the terms, and get started. And then you don't have to enter the physical address and all of that. So either way, once you do that, which I'm not going to do that today because I don't want to create a new page for our corporate account, but once you do that, and you've selected you agree to the terms and you select Get Started, it takes you to a similar page where you enter more information about your business. So it lets you choose from different pre-existing Facebook categories, and I believe it's all these same categories that are here in this list, and it helps you to be found when people search for different things in the search here up at the top. So they search for outdoor goods or retail or shopping. If you have, shopping and retail as in your categories, it then helps pull it up a little easier for them. So it also helps improve the ranking of your page in search results. So then you can also, on that same page, enter a short description about your business. And if you have a website already set up or an eBay store or you sell on Etsy, all of those types of things usually provide you with sort of a URL or sometimes even a bit.ly link. You can add all of those there as well. And then in the About section on your Facebook page, people will be able to see that link and click on it to access your page. And then you can also select whether your company is a real establishment, a business, or a venue. And again, this is sort of because if you have a physical location, you want people to know that, you select yes. It helps people find your business easier that way on the Facebook search. And then if you select yes, you will also be asked if your page is the authorized and official representative of the establishment, because that way that prevents people from creating similar pages, or for things like chain restaurants and things like that, they have one corporate Facebook page, and other pages locally might create Facebook pages, but they are obviously not the the authority in terms of the overall brand of the company, so then they wouldn't be able to select yes to that. So you can also at that same time enter a profile picture for the page. I'll also do that in a different place, and I'll show you all a little bit about that in just a few minutes. But instead of uploading a picture of yourself, what I would suggest doing is, if you have any sort of a logo already created, to upload that to the page, because that just helps distinguish the page from your personal account. It's nice and it's great to be able to log in once and be able to access your personal Facebook page and then also go to your business page and manage it. But to distinguish them a little bit, I would suggest using a different picture at the very least, but if you have it using some sort of a logo, or even if you just have a picture of your merchandise or something like that, I suggest using that. Maybe if you don't have a logo or something like that already created, or that is not your area of expertise where you could easily create one, we're lucky enough at Soul that we have somebody in staff who is our designer and does all those things, and anytime we have a contest or anything, I always go and ask him, can you create a new item for me? So if you don't have somebody that can do that for you, going online, asking your friends, maybe you have friends that you don't know that they can do that. Even if it's just something simple, even if you can just create something in Paint or Photoshop, just to try and distinguish your brand and your company from your Facebook and your personal Facebook. So again, we've talked about in the past bartering and doing things like that. If you're a reseller, like last week we talked a lot about in our Psychology of Selling webinar, I talked about, sometimes you barter and sometimes you might go for a cup of tea or pay for somebody's coffee or something like that, as opposed, to drop the price of the item a little bit. And during that, sometimes you find people that you can make those kind of connections with in a business sense, and then when you need something like a logo or some artwork or graphic design done, you can then pretty easily ask them to work out some sort of a deal with them. So you can also, from that page, enter the Facebook address as you'd like it to be listed, and so that's what your Facebook URL for your business will be. If you don't change it, it automatically is entered as the name of your business with no spaces. So you can change it to whatever you want, and then it will be that instead. And then finally, you'll also receive some prompts to advertise using Facebook, but there's an option to skip that, and so you can just click that if you're not interested in that at all. We'll talk a little bit more about that later there. So once you've created your page, immediately you'll be taken to your page as it is set up. So I'm going to go ahead now, go back and show you the inside scoop on Storage Unit Auction List. So this is our page, and so you can see, so this, except you're not going to have, actually I'm going to stop showing the page for just a second here. I'm going to do that. Okay. So everybody should be able to see the page again now. So I went ahead and, just for purposes of privacy, I went ahead and just all of our notifications and things like that, I went ahead and just closed those up. But so you can see that this looks pretty typical to your normal Facebook page, except you will see some notifications and some different things, some audience building tools and things like that. So again, here you can manage your page. You can change your picture. If you have just created the account and the page and you don't have a profile picture, you'll automatically get a little pop-up here asking you to enter a picture. You can skip it or you can click on it, and it will let you then upload the logo or the picture like we talked about. You'll also see that there's this option to change the cover photo. So again, it's going to give you a similar option if you have never added a cover photo to add one as soon as your page is up and running. And so again, you're going to want to find somebody who can create a nice little graphic for you and put that there. Anything that gives you more information about your business. We use something that's pretty similar to our home page with the big map of the states and then some basic information about the company. Because people, a lot of people who come to your page might be familiar with what you do and your business, but some of them might not be. Sometimes people can find you through lots of different methods using Google search and things. So you're going to want to give just a little bit of information, at least right from the jump, so people know exactly what you do. So then you can also, you see this About section, and so you can see we have all of our business information entered here, and everybody can see this. It goes to our Facebook, and so you can click on the About, to the Edit, yes. So then you edit all of that information, and just click on that Edit option and go in there and add more information about your business, your company overview, the description. We have a map. You can do a map here with the Twitter information. You can add all sorts of different website information, other sites that you have, your website, other social media, obviously here the Twitter, the email to contact us, your phone, and then a map if you have a physical location that will automatically show a map there. So you can do all of those things. Then let's see. So if you're brand new, one thing that you can do automatically is you can like yourself. So once you have created your page, just click like, and automatically people can then see, who are on your friends list, will see that you've liked a page. So yesterday when I was testing for this, and I went to my personal Facebook account and I created just a little test page, and I liked it, and automatically within 5 minutes my friends had started to like it, and I was like, oh, that's great. They can see it automatically. So it comes up on their news feed that you've liked a new page. So it's like anytime you like anything, it pops up in everybody's feed. So you click like, automatically your friends will get. But then obviously the news feed changes constantly and as people update. So people might not catch that. So you're going to have to do a lot of adding people. So the way you can do this is you can, let's see, well, I'm not seeing it here. I did my testing yesterday with my page, so let me see. Nope. Okay, so we'll talk more about some of these statistics later. But what you'll see on your page, if you're just starting it, is you'll have the option to begin having friends. Actually, let me go back. I think I know exactly what to do. So again, I'm clicking through these things to different places where you can edit all of your information. Show in newsfeed. Let's see. Let me pull this down. Okay, so yeah, you can see here that so what you will see this. You'll see an option to invite your friends, and you'll see new likes, and then you can also see some other things that we'll talk about. So right off the bat, you're going to want to start inviting friends, because at the very least, then you are inviting the people who are already in your social circle, and they might not have seen, when you originally liked the page. There's a lot of different ways you can invite your friends. You can send them a notification that they will receive in their alerts panel when they log in, similar to a new friend request or a notification if somebody's written on your wall or something like that. You can email contacts. So if anybody in the email address that you use to set up your Facebook account, you can then email anybody that's in that contact list and to come like the page as well. You can share the page on your personal timeline, which is just going to highlight that for people again on their timeline. And you can then also write on a group's timeline. So if you are a member of a different group already or a different page, you can select different pages and put this new information, do an update on their timeline. You can also send to a specific person's timeline. So if you have a friend or a contact that you regularly know buys from you and you want to let them know about the new page so that they can come and be interactive and start sharing and start building some of that viral influence that you want, you can go ahead and just send to that person privately and they'll get a little notification about it. And then you can also send a private message to them using the messaging tool, obviously, up at the top like you would any other type of message. So because, again, people may not notice that initial like, it's a great way to get sort of that initial. I got 3 likes in about an hour on my personal test that I did, but you're going to want to use some of those other methods too, just to make sure people really know about the new business. So let's see, we already talked about our cover photo. And we already talked about the about. Okay, so there are a lot of different ways that you can use Facebook to get your name out there and to become viral. The most important of those is going to be the status update. And that's, the status update, that's sort of what Facebook is known for. And so like with your personal Facebook, in terms of creating it, the exact same, you create messages the exact same way. But a lot of times, there's these, like you can see this option here for an offer or an event. I know I personally have never utilized those things using my personal Facebook. So we'll just talk a little bit more about those things and creating deals and things like that people can really use and that really kind of serve the purpose of having a business page. So with the status update, you can add just a really basic update, which is just text, and then you can post it. You can also add photo and video. The great thing about Facebook is that it's so broad and it's so well known that you can go to almost any page on the internet now and share something directly to your Facebook account and to different pages within your account. Like if you go to YouTube, you can say, like, I want to share a video from YouTube, and it lets you choose whether or not you want to share it on your just basic personal page, or, oh, do you have multiple pages? Well, which page do you want to share it on? So it lets you be very specific with what type of information you want to share with who and on which page. So it lets you drill down into specific people that you do and do not want to share information with in your privacy settings and all those kind of things. So it's really good. But so you can add a photo. So we do this. If you're a fan on our Facebook page, you know that every day we update with a free auction announcement on a state-by-state basis, alphabetically, and so we always add a photo and then some text there in the status. You can also, so say that you want to let people know that you are at a flea market on a Saturday. You can add where you are, and you can talk about, add a little sort of advert there, come check out our booth today from 9 to 12 and then add your location. You can do some targeting to sort of choose which we're going to talk a little bit more about that later, but you can choose gender, relationship status, educational status, all these different things, age, location of where different people who like your page are located, and then that's going to allow you to target the audience a little better. And then finally, let's see, what is this option here? Oh, you can add a year. So again, if you're, I don't know, a lot of people use that. I know it's not something I use on a regular basis, but you can add a year there. So that's the status update. And those are really just great to do, everyday announcements, but they're also great to do important announcements about upcoming events that you're going to hold or specific sales that you have going on, or again, you can use it to give your customers specific information that because they're a fan on Facebook that you don't give out to anybody else regularly, which is what we do with our free listing. So that's a good way to utilize Facebook. The possibilities in terms of what you can add and give to people is really endless and really kind of based on your business and what you want to give away. But having the option to add that unique content will really help your business, and it really lets things be viral because people will share that content, they'll start talking about it and liking it, and it will get passed around and on and so on. So the other way that you can utilize Facebook, which people who use Facebook are pretty familiar with the status update. That's pretty standard. But the other thing you can do is add deals for your customers. So the way to do that is you go to Manage Admin Roles, which I think that is here. Let's go ahead and show that panel again. Edit page, Manage Admin Roles. So as you can see on the screen, just kind of follow along with the clicking I'm doing. Manage Admin Roles, and then you can, it's not showing it. I think there's some differences slightly in my page and this page. I don't know why that would be, but so you can see here on the left-hand side that it shows you this deals option. Okay, I'm having a little error with my go-to. So the way that the deals work, and they post like status updates, but you can create different check-in deals. So individual deals, you can reward individual customers when they check in with your business for just simple discounts on gifts or items of purchase or things of that nature. So maybe it's just across the board, everybody checks in with you and they show you their screen of their phone and say, I got this deal from your Facebook, I'm a Facebook fan. You give them 10% off the next purchase, or buy one, get one free, or however you want to work that deal out. A friend deal just lets you reward people for alerting their friends. So you can set different things here. So for a friend deal, you can say 50% off, this is obviously the standard thing that they have set up here to give you an example. 50% off any dinner special, limit one per customer. Present the screen to the cashier, friends needed, and then you can choose 1 to 8. So if you want to go have dinner with, 2 friends, you can show your screen. In this example, it's show your screen to the restaurant, and everybody receives 50% off of their dinner special. So it just lets you choose those options. It lets you choose duration and the maximum amount of redemptions. So if you want to only let 50 people have the deal, you just change that number to 50. If you want people to be able to repeat this every day, you can do that. Or if you just want them to be able to claim once per user, you can do that as well. And so all those have similar options. The individual deal you'll see here has the similar setup. The loyalty deal is similar to the other two, except for that it's based on a number of check-ins. So if, I know that we have a local sub shop here in Nashville that it's like a reward card. So they punch your card every time you go, and on your 10th time you get a free sub. Or a free lunch special, whatever the special is that day. So it's similar to that, where you just allow them to check in between 2 and 20 times. You show how you want them to be able to claim the prize. You can enter different things here. So the standard that they have is present this screen to cashier. But if you're like an online business and you want to give somebody a deal, you can say enter this, phrase when you check out to receive the deal. You can enter all that kind of information there and make it specific to your business needs. But the other one is a charity deal, which just you pledge to donate to a charity of your choice when the customer checks in at your business. And again, the check-in in terms of how they do that can vary by your business. So that's kind of neat, and that's something that is free for you to do. It doesn't cost any money in terms of advertising, but allows you to really give your customers who are your fans and who are really following you and going above and beyond to like you on Facebook. It just allows you to give them a little something extra, which can really help in terms of customer loyalty and retention and so on. So the next thing I'm going to talk about, I'm going to go back to, well, let me go back, I'm sorry. Again, you could, up at the top, Facebook is pretty good in terms of giving you information. So they have their own sort of detailed guide on how to do all these things with some video information as well. So if you have questions, you can always contact us, obviously. But in terms of Facebook, Facebook is they know what they're talking about. So you can watch those things as well. and that's a pretty in-depth video too that I watched as I was working on this. So I'm going to go back to the paging now. I'll talk about some different things. Customer insights is something that I really like on Facebook, and we try to use as often as possible. You have to have 30 days to be able to receive the insights, and it's part of your dashboard here at the top. You can see who's talking about it and your reach and so on and so forth. It's a really nice tool because I'm going to go ahead and hide it again though, just so we don't have everybody's names up there. It allows you to see exactly who is looking at your posts and all your different deals and things like that. If you're utilizing the Facebook ads, it lets you see the paid reach per item and the organic reach per item. If you're not, it lets you boost and pay to post individual ads and to attract more attention to certain posts that you've put on your wall already. It just lets you look at a lot of in-depth analysis. So you can see your weekly total reach for each post. You can see basic information such as the number of people reached, so how many likes an item received, how many likes and shares each item received. There's all sorts of different things there that you can look at. These numbers just help to give you information about who's reviewing your business, and they help you to change your marketing plan as you need to based on that information. So if you're marketing to, a certain category of person, but it turns out that the people who are actually liking you and following you is in a totally different demographic, maybe you want to switch things up a little, it lets you see all that because it gives you information. It doesn't give you information on specific users in terms of, John Doe likes you, John Doe is 25, and he this and that, but it says, you have so many users who are within this age range and so many users who are in this different demographic, and X amount of men and X amount of women. So it doesn't let you look at individual people, but it gives you an overview of everybody on your page so that you can get a better idea of if at all you need to change any sort of marketing or even what you're selling. So if you are seeing that maybe you've been buying a lot of toys and things like that, but but you have a lot of men followers. Well, maybe you want to buy more outdoors or tools, or or look for units that have those type of items and then purchase those, as opposed to units that have more household goods. Or, it's really dependent on your business, but it just lets you be able to make changes as necessary, basically, to have all that information. And you can see, based on the likes, you can see the different demographics based on countries, gender and age, the different cities that people are liking you from, and languages that people speak who have liked your page. So again, it's all based on the information about people who have liked your page. So that's really nice information to have. So then finally, Facebook has an entire system for managing and creating ads. And so I'm actually planning on writing up a little bit more. We're going to write a blog on that one a little bit more in depth. Because there's a lot involved, and if you're just starting out, it might not be something that you are interested in utilizing, because part of the great thing about Facebook and about social media is trying to organically generate some word of mouth and buzz, and I know a lot of people don't automatically want to start then paying for that. They want to see what they can what they can get for free, and that makes sense to me. And so we'll talk a little bit about the ads, but we'll cover it more in depth. Just so if you do want that information, you have it. Oh, we actually closed that. Okay. Well. Okay. So basically the way it works is that it allows you to boost certain updates that you've created already to give them more exposure on your timeline and on other people's timelines. And then it also allows you to create ads that are actually placed on the banners that appear on the sides and on the top of the Facebook and things like that. So you can actually create specific banners, and you can use all of the information, like the demographics that we just talked about, to decide how to create and craft those ads and to sort of decide who your key target audience is. So you can set a lifetime budget, or you can set a per product or per day budget. Just based on your needs. You can give it a specific campaign name just to help it keep it organized when you check in and look at it. You can give information, you can review the final ad, the final product before you select OK and actually save it and are paying for it. So we will write a little bit more of an in-depth blog on that, and kind of I'll do some screen captures and things like that so that you have a better idea about what that all entails. But again, you're just starting out, it might be something that you want to hold off on and see sort of what you can generate on your own just using organic methods. So I'm going to go ahead and stop showing my screen again for just a second. That kind of wraps up the meat and potatoes today. If you do have any questions, you can always call us at 800-353-8417 or email us at info@storageunitauctionlist.com or visit the blog, or we are on the Facebook, the Twitter, Google+, Pinterest, and Tumblr, as well as we also have a LinkedIn account. So you can visit us anywhere to have any questions answered about joining or just about attending auctions, getting subscribed to anything. Contact us with questions. If whoever you're talking to can't answer you, somebody will be able to help you. So we will get your questions answered. Let's see. Okay. This next bit of information is on the Pro Training Series. This is a really great offer that comes from Storage Treasures, and we've sort of done a partnership with them. This gives you a $50 scholarship to their Pro Training Series. The series features pros such as Dan and Laura Dotson and Nabila Hannes from Storage Wars, which, you know, if you're a fan of the show, they're pretty well known, and they've teamed up with Storage Treasures to provide a lot of information, as well as Troy Howerton, who is on a show, The Redneck Picker. So it's great value. It's learning from the pros. There's several videos. There's several PDF type of books that you can download as part of this Pro Training Series. So to review more information, you can visit the link, which is http://pro.storagetreasures.com/pro-training1/. And then to sign up for the full Pro Series training course and to receive the $50 discount, you have to use the code auction list on the checkout screen. So that's really important. That's how you get the discount. You use the code auction list. And again, they do offer some information that is free information that's provided prior to the purchase of the full product. So there is some videos that you can watch in part before you buy the whole series, just to get an understanding of what's involved in that. And actually next week the webinar is going to be on the Pro Training Series, and we're going to talk a little bit more about it more in depth then. But in the meantime, if you are interested in signing up and receiving the $50 scholarship, you're going to want to use the coupon code AUCTIONLIST at the checkout screen and visit the http://pro.storagetreasures.com/pro-training1 to preview the material and to find out more information.